Today, we're going to be going over the absolute basics of Swift app development. So, today, we're, we're going to be going over the structure of an app, where you're going to write your code, where you're going to add objects, and basically how everything's going to work. So first, for a new app, we have to click File, New, Project. Make sure it's project, not anything else. For now, we'll get into these later when we're more advanced. But for now, just click on single view app. Project name, my first app. Alright, just a second. There we go. Now, app delegate and scene delegate aren't really that useful right now. We're going to be working with view controller and main.storyboard. The other ones aren't really so. The assets is used for adding pictures. But we're not there yet. So, main.storyboard. This is where we write our code. This is the view control. This is our storyboard. This is where we can add objects. We can add a label to our app. We can add a button. Let's start with a label. Oh, sorry, that didn't work. A label. Pull that over. Right. So, this is just our first label. So now, in order to be able to edit and change properties of the variable and use the variable in use the value of the variable, in the other parts of your app, we need to create an outlet for it. Let's call it my first label. There we go, my first label. So now that's our label for our first app, for our first item. After that, we can also add a button. Buttons are a bit more complicated. For a button, it has to be on the bottom. Make sure it says action. Otherwise, it won't serve the same purpose. First button. So, this doesn't really do anything so far. Let's just say my first label. Just to show you how this works. Dot text equal to this is my first label. So, when I click this button, this text should change to this is my first label. Just a second. Sometimes it takes a while to load. So, just tap on that button, and the reason this is happening is because our side this isn't big enough. Our text field box isn't big enough. We need to just expand this just like that. Now it may work. There we go. See how now that it's bigger, the entire thing shows up? We can do all kinds of cool things with labels. We can set the label equal to a text field. We can change the color of the label. We can edit the size. We can do all kinds of things. But there's other things you can do. For this video, just for the level of complexity here, the last one we're going to go over is text field. Text field is something you can type in. So we have our text field. Text field is just an outlet. My first text field. And I can also say n equal to my first text field, that text. So this should take the value in the text field and display it into this label. Let's see how our code works out. There we go. Perfect. Now, just a quick recap. The only work with view controller and main.storyboard. The other ones aren't important right now. Assets is just for images, but unfortunately we're not there yet. And we can work with many different objects in Swift. You see, there's like a whole list of them here. Even I don't know some of these yet. So just keep experimenting, keep learning, and keep using the objects, and I have no doubt that one day you will be a great app developer. See you tomorrow.